3-0. We're here again, Newcastle 3. Man United lose 3. Man United have leaked in like 6 goals in the last few days. Talk to me, what's happened to Man United?
Bro, I'm pissed off, man. What's happened to the club? It just seems as though everything is falling apart. And there's no one that can escape from the blame. But also, my main thing that I wanted to discuss today was that we can't blame individuals at this moment in time.
Okay.
It's the whole club at this moment that needs rebuilding from the start. And people will say, okay, we can't keep blaming the Glazers. And to an extent, we're right, because I put some blame on Ten Hag, because with the players he put out today, I looked at that lineup and I think that lineup, no matter what the style of play is, should be able to beat Newcastle. However, as I said, we're not just blaming one person. So that includes not just blaming Ten Hag. You look at Newcastle and you look at the previous seasons that they had. When they struggled, they changed manager. It still didn't work. They were just about staying in the Premier League. But then what caused this sudden change in which we're seeing a better environment and in which we're seeing better performances and we're seeing results? It was a change in ownership. It was a rebuild from the bottom. And they're still on that journey. I'm not saying that they're there yet, but that's what we need now. And until that happens, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're right. You're actually right on that. It's
true.
But then again, that doesn't give the players the leeway or the space to look what Delo did today. It's criminal. Yeah,
100%. Just as how I'm saying, we don't just blame Ten Hag, we don't just blame the Glazers, we also blame the players as well, because what they were doing was just awful. They are all professional footballers, and every single one of them, I've seen them play better than that. I know that they are better than that. That's what frustrates me. That's what really pisses me off. You mentioned Delors. He was awful today. The first 2 goals were on him. He played a major part in us conceding those 2 goals. But can I say that Delors is a bad player? No, I'm not going to start saying he's a bad player. But then what he's playing at, not just in this game, but in recent games, even when we've won.
We said that. Remember,
we've been saying it. So I don't know what it takes. I don't know how many managers they need to come in and tell them how to play for these players to wake up, realize that it's a privilege to play for that badge and actually start playing well.
And you mentioned it because you said you can't blame one particular player. You can't scapegoat anyone, but there's a few of them though. Yeah. Most of the players are underperforming.
It's literally all of them. No one, at the start of the stream for the match view, we were trying to figure out who's played the best this season, and we struggled because literally everyone has been bad. There's no one who can say, I have tried my hardest for Man United this season and I have played well. We looked at, if you look at everyone that played today, even Maguire that's played well recently, in the second half, I don't know what he was doing. Even the goals that we conceded, we thought Onana turned to leave. I'm sorry, but getting beat at your near post like that, and even the way the shots they were good shots, but I wouldn't say that they were unstoppable. I want to see better from the team, man.
So then, all right, so we talk about that. Like, 8 losses in 15 games, all competitions. You worried for the manager?
I am worried for the manager.
What do you think is going to happen?
Well, at the end of the day, football is a results business. So, I do have patience to, get this style of play across, and I want this process. I want to wait, and I do trust the manager. But at the end of the day, whilst we're trusting the manager and whilst we're getting used to him and trying to learn the style of play, we also need to see results. We can't just say, cool, we'll get knocked out of the Carabao Cup, we'll get knocked out of the Champions League, we'll finish out of the top 4 and say, yeah, we'll trust the manager, because that's only going to last for so long. So I would still personally give the manager to the end of the season, but the longer this continues, the more I'm going to start to doubt him.
All right, so in the next games against Fulham, we've got Copenhagen, we've got all these big games coming up. What do you see United doing? Can we turn a corner? Can we get this show back on the road? And what do we need to put players that we'd go and put in?
It's hard because, we're a hard team to predict at the moment. Yeah, a lot of us were saying that we needed to rotate the team. We rotated the team, but I think we even played worse today. So to me, what I would do now is going into Fulham, Copenhagen, he needs to play whoever he thinks suits his style of play more. Play them. Hopefully the players who are injured come back, but we need to start just going for things more. He needs to just stick to his style of play, stick to playing his best players and see how far that takes us. It's nothing really much more he can do.
Oh, man, I don't know. I literally, it's scary because, all right, so you're going to play Rashford and Bruno back in? You're bringing them back in next game?
Yeah, I bring them back in. He needs to, look, the problem is, I was never really against the idea of dropping Rashford and Bruno. You know this, bro, because at the end of the day, the players that we have to come in aren't good enough either. And we saw that in the game today. So go back to whoever it is that he thinks suits his style of play them, and you drill your style of play into them. You don't drop them because there's no one else to come in for them.
All right, well, listen, got to do something. Big
See
up,
how it
bro.
goes, bro.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yes,
Peace.
man.